Thank you so much for joining us today. We love an afternoon party. And we love seeing your faces. Thanks to everybody who already has turned their cameras on. And if you're willing, you can turn your camera on at the bottom of your screen. And while you're down there, we encourage everybody to also open the chat box, which works best on the computer. So if you're on your phone or your iPad, it's a little challenging to see the party and chat, but if you're so inclined, we'd love that. And we also love knowing where everybody's from. So if, when you open the chat, if you'd like to let us know where you're from. Last party, we had people from Hawaii and Israel and everywhere in between, and it was really special to know where everybody was from. And for those of you that don't know me, I'm Laura Kandel, and I'm excited to be your host today. And I come to Art Party Central from the contemporary craft world, where I produced craft shows for over 16 years. And now I also have a craft and design blog on Instagram, which is called Modern Handmade Design. Check it out, follow me. Even for me, being at these parties, after being in the industry for so long, I'm still meeting new makers and finding out so much about the artists every week that I didn't know before. So I really love being here, but it's not about me. Enough about me. Today we are joined by 7 super talented artists. Normally we have 6 people. We have 7 today, so you get a bonus artist. So we have Meghan Patrice Riley from Meghan Patrice Riley Jewelry, who's one of the co-creators of Art Party Central. Shannon from Chi Pottery. Kim Schalk from Schalk Clothing. Soli Pierce from Sherwood Forest Design. Teri Johnson from Harlem Candle Company. William McCarthy from William McCarthy Fine Art. And Kathleen Tesnakis from Ekologic Clothing and Accessories, who is also another one of the co-creators of Art Party Central. So now that we can all see each other, if you aren't in gallery view, you can try and get into gallery view. We do like to start our parties with a quick cheers. So let's have a quick cheers to being together and seeing each other in this weird and unique time. So thanks for being here. Cheers. So now that I'm not dehydrated anymore, let me tell you how all of this is going to work. So each of the 7 artists will give you a presentation about their work, about what they're working on, or anything else they want to let you know about them. And then I will ask them 2 questions that were previously submitted by their followers. And at the end of the party, we will raffle off one $50 gift certificate to each of the artist's website. So that's 7 chances to win $50 towards one of the artists, and just for coming to hang out with us today, which is pretty cool. You do have to be present to win, so stick around till the end. And we also give everybody a discount code at the end of the party, which is good for 10% off all 7 of the artist websites. So, you know, shop as much as you want. The holidays are coming. It's time to get started before it all goes away. And with whatever time we have left, we'll open up the party for chatting and invite you to unmute yourselves and come hang out for a while. So again, we have you all muted for now. Don't be offended. And we'll let you know when it's time to unmute. So let's get to the fun stuff. And the first artist we have today is Meghan Patrice Riley. So Meghan, take it away. Unmute yourself, love.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm Meghan Patrice Riley of Meghan Patrice Riley Jewelry in Brooklyn, New York. I'm in Greenpoint. Welcome to my studio. This is super fun to have you guys here. I make contemporary art jewelry for museum stores primarily, and I'm going to show you a little bit about it and show you some pieces. So I use industrial steel cable. So it's this really fine wire, which is actually composed of little miniature, like 49 miniature strands of steel woven together to make this really flexible and light cable that I then weave, fabricate, play with, kind of like textiles, into these really almost like contemporary sculptures that you wear. what's cool is they look really delicate, but they are really, really strong. So something like this is really 3D and almost like the curly hair I always wanted, but never got. But this, I'm able to kind of crush it, keep it in a bag, and it pops back into shape, which I think is super cool. Each piece I finish with these rare earth magnets, these neodymium rare earth magnets that are super strong and mini, and then cased in 14 karat gold fill and sterling silver. So all the little components here that you see, these little floating squares, are sparkles that I use aesthetically, but they're also functional elements. That's how all the pieces are connected together with little rivets inside. So I have hundreds and hundreds of pieces of little gold and silver tubing perfectly cut up to then put and fabricate with really simple tools like pliers and cutters. And then this big cable is, I thought, a really great example of how I start working. You can see a little bit more how it's all woven inside. So it's like a textile, and I get to play with it that way. I'm also thinking a lot about design. So I'm thinking about geometry, putting geometry on your body and how that looks and how it's really quite feminine and drapey. So this is one of my newer pieces. It's called like the Equilibrium piece. And it has this really fun little sparkles of sterling silver, and it has 3D shapes, the little magnet clasp. I also did another new geometric piece that is a little bit more 2D. It's like drawing. I call this like Geometry 101. And it's gunmetal, rose gold, yellow gold, all blended together. So I love bringing in like these different colors to bring depth to the pieces. And that one is just like circles and squares, and making like different chain links that are really comfortable, lay well on the body, drape, can fit lots of different body types because of the design I use, but also the material. I get to access those drapey textile-like elements. I've also been playing a lot with gemstones, so thinking a little bit more about fine jewelry, so more traditional. So in like German goldsmithing, they use yellow gold a lot, and circles and a lot of geometry in simple forms. I here did that, but then used my steel cable, and I have it 24 karat yellow gold plated over the steel. So you get that lush yellow gold color. Then mixing in freshwater pearls. So it's bringing in different gemstones but they're like, but it's not gemstone only. It actually brings this colorful element. I use them almost like geometric elements that break up the lines of the circles. So this is also all finished with a magnet again, so super comfortable. I've been doing a lot of shorter necklaces because of that from here up has been really important to me. So I've been focused on earrings a lot, and then necklaces that are like 20 inches and up. So I brought some cool earrings that I think are a really nice, you guys are gonna have to cut me off if I'm going too much. Okay. That are, I think, a really fun.
You have about, when you finish that one.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Okay. So this is one of my favorite. I'm wearing some cool hoops that are really light. What happens is that because it's steel and it's woven, it's extremely light. Again, super flexible. And then I brought in here all the little tourmalines, like multicolored tourmalines and different gemstones. So you get this great big look that feels like feather light, and then has all these little bits of gold that catch the light really nice.
Those are my current favorite of yours. I'm such a fan of that. If you had to choose what your favorite piece that you're wearing lately is, what would that be?
I think it would be the big earrings. Like these and these have been my new favorites because they're both like really, one's a little bit dressier, I feel like, with the gemstones, the tourmalines, and then these are a little bit more geometry fun. These I wear without a necklace, and they have tons of movement. Again, I feel feather light. You can see all the sterling silver glittering on it. I just think that's so elegant.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, normally when there's an earring that's that long, it's gonna hurt you.
This is like nothing.
I mean, you can tell it's like nothing.
Yeah, and then this I love this quality. This is a little bit of a fiddle jewelry too. I feel like it's some nice right now with all to have something to fidget with.
Yeah, an adult fidget spinner.
Adult fidget jewelry, yes, totally.
What are your new pieces that you're excited about?
Well, I've been doing all these fun new pieces, but in particular, I've been doing new mask chains. So different chains that you can wear on your mask that also are great adornment, turn into a necklace. So when we're out of this, we have something that you can wear in perpetuity. I've been doing them also with different gemstones. My newest one I just did, I was showing my sister earlier, I've been doing something that, again, like worry beads that are fidgety. These are lapis lazuli gemstones broken up with little bits of the 14 karat gold fill. This connects to your mask and can hold it here or become a cute adornment. If we're gonna wear them, might as well make them cute.
Absolutely. And the mask chains you can also use to put on your glasses.
Oh yeah, you can use them for your glasses. This is like a necklace also. You can wear it this way or this way. I did this cool pendant attachment with the double clasp. You kind of can play with like different options of wearing it in different lengths as well because of the attachment. Yeah, so I feel like it's really transitional.
Absolutely.
Reflective of the flexibility of our lives right now. Yes.
Somebody just asked, do you have a mask handy that you could put one of the
Actually,
mask chains on and demo them?
This is mine that I wear all the time. So this I wear, and I will walk around like in the studio about to leave, like getting all my stuff together. I'll have it like this. And then when I'm ready, I can be.
Oh, so stylish.
It's cute.
It's so cute.
The functional thing, if you're doing sports and you're outside and you need it for some spots, but you have a break and you can take this off. This is a nice sports element too for dudes. So we have them pretty non-gendered. I have like both people, but everybody buying them, which is great.
That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing all of that.
Thank you guys so much for being here.
Next up, we have Miss Sue Shannon from Chi Pottery. This is Sue's first party with us. We're excited to have her. Unmute yourself, love.
I'm so glad there's a little sign there that says that. All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Sue Shannon. I'm up here in what happens to be a sunny day in Vermont. It's kind of a rarity, and we love it. I moved up here about 10 years ago, and I moved from Colorado where it was completely sunny. Then I hit the cloudy weather, and I said, forget it. I'll make my own sunshine. That was a little bit of the momentum and inspiration that went into rainbow colors. So I have been a potter since I was 15 years old, which was 32 years ago. And I started out doing just passion pottery making. I was always interested in it for years and years and years. I would make big forms. I would make wide forms. I would just make whatever I wanted to explore. And then basically everybody I knew, family, friends, strangers on the street, had all my work, and I couldn't stop myself. So I just kept going. And of course, I moved into being a full-time business. So over the last 10 years, I have been widening a product line that now focuses on highly functional pieces, such as you can see on my middle shelf here. I've got plates, bowls, cups. Dinnerware has been one of my favorite things to make for people because we all need to eat off of things. And I usually sell at all these great art shows, and all the great art shows provide so many of you all to come into my booth, and we get into great conversations, and I get asked questions, and we start to thinking, we can collaborate. And you know, people have been bringing me great ideas like oil decanters, nesting bowl sets up here. Of course, the great wedding bowl gift has been wonderful. And so throughout the years, I've come up with about 30 different items. They take about, sorry, yay, 48, woohoo, thank you. So nice of you. Now we're at the age where we like those compliments, huh? So thank you. So over the years, I've just been expanding more and more my knowledge of all these different pieces that I've made, and combined it with, you know, my kids in the house, and they're using it, and people who are using it and giving me feedback. So I know how to make it really thick when it needs to be, and thick and sturdy when you're in the kitchen and you're cooking and you're rolling and you don't need to pay a lot of attention. You can really count on these pieces to stay where they need to stay and be where they want to be, and not break and whatever, you know, I mean, to a certain point. But then at the same time, this particular clay body that I use is designed specifically for dinnerware. So it's got a combination of porcelain and stoneware. So I'll show you. One of my first cups that I made. This first mug is 10, 12 ounces. My piece is vary a little bit because it's just me sitting down. I don't use a lot of forms. It's just me repeating myself again and again and again and again. So there's this nice subtle variation to it. But this was 10, 12 ounces, and I kept hearing a few times, well, you know, a dozen times, oh, this is really nice. I have arthritis. Do you have anything lighter? So then out came this little cutie, 7, 8 ounces. I think it's more like 8, 9 ounces. And this one is with this clay body, so thin and delicate. So that's been really fun, this clay body. Like I said, it's really strong and beefy when you really need it to be. And then it's lightweight and still wonderfully functional when we want it to be too. I see somebody's asking, do I make my own glazes? So this is my simplistic, self-taught answer to trying to simplify, you know, a 72-step, 3-week process. And I decided I would use one clear glaze, and I would mix it up and keep it colorful by hand painting all these different colors. Do you see the striping on it? And then I just have the one clear glaze. Somehow in my mind, that seems simpler. Not really, but it's still, it doesn't matter. So let's see, does anybody have any questions? Somebody likes the big mugs?
Yeah, we do have a couple of questions for you.
Great.
If somebody wanted to order a whole set, can they do that? Can they custom order? Is it just off the website? How do we do that?
I think in this time, how we are all ordering things, these Zoom meetings and doing FaceTime is really one of the best ways that we can talk about, you know, sizes, 11-inch, 9-inch, 7-inch. You know, I have 3 different size bowls, and as people are contemplating what kind of pieces they'd like to purchase, they're not able to touch it and feel it and see it. So we can have pictures that we can send back and forth. We can have these kind of live conversations. And I can also be pairing pieces together because everybody's thought process works in a different way. So I'm a really, can you tell, I'm a really visual and hands-on, touchy-feely kind of person. So that way people can get close to that experience. A lot of people also tend to start with a set of 4, a set of 6. Maybe bowls one year. They live with the bowls. Most important 2 facts. Everything is dishwasher safe and microwave safe, as you could imagine. That's pretty essential. So, you know, they can live with that for a year and then come back and say, all right, now it's time for plates, or maybe they're starting out with some mugs.
They look like they would make incredible gifts also. If somebody wants to purchase something for a holiday gift, what is your, being that it's all handmade, things take time, so I assume there's some sort of cutoff date for holiday shopping. What's your suggestion for that?
Yeah, I think this year, I think we're all anticipating a longer shipping times, and so I would anticipate 7 to 10 days extra for where, if you know, say you're in New York and you need to ship out to California, I would add a lot of days. But for me, you can order from the website, and if there is a time that maybe I don't have that color in stock anymore, it'll take me 3 weeks to make it. So we can work together to either find the color that you want, get it out on time, but the cutoff date for placing orders, especially things that need to be made in advance, would be around Thanksgiving. And if it's right from the website, then I would say the first week of December.
Fantastic. That's good information. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Having you.
Welcome to the meeting.
Hope we see you at more parties. And next up, we have another first timer. We have lots of first timers this time, which is great. We have Kim Schalk from Schalk Clothing. Hi, Kim. And unmute yourself. There you go.
Yeah. How are you? I'm so happy to be here. I've never really done Zoom before, so I'm a little nervous and I feel totally goofy, but I'm just going to roll with it. And I want to thank my customers who have joined, and you guys are awesome, and welcome new people. And let me just dive into my whole spiel. My big influences are, well, there anything, pretty much anything vintage from about 1890 to 1910. I'm big into suffragettes. You can look at this dress right here and see all the all like the dimension and the different angles, and that was like strictly like looking at pictures on Pinterest of you know, these beautiful women in these like kind of bustled outfits. Another influence of mine is Christian Dior, specifically 1956, which I think was his first or maybe his second collection. That is the influence of this dress, little dress, and you can't tell, but it's so cute on. This is called the Mona Van Suze dress, and most of my stuff has pockets. If I can put pockets in it, I'm putting pockets in it. Certain things I can't, but most of it does. My great big love is Japanese, anything Japanese. I think my lines, I try to keep them kind of clean, and I also love this thing called kintsugi. I think it's called kintsugi, which is the art of mending. So I like taking, you know, a beautiful silhouette and just messing it up just a little, and then adding a little bit of interest. And let me show you what I mean. And I'm going to get right on in here. So this little top, which has kind of a Victorian-ish kind of feel and shirring on the sides, and is super flattering and makes your waist look really small. But if you get up close, you can see a raw edge, and then 3 little hand contrasting hand-stitched little just dots. Another aspect of Japanese is the asymmetry, which pretty much almost every piece I do has some kind of asymmetrical thing. I feel like asymmetrical hems tend to be more flattering. They elongate you. And, you know, whereas like a flat hem kind of boxes you off, and the asymmetrical hem makes you look taller somehow, at least I find. And I also have like really workable pieces, like this top. I'm gonna step on this box right here, so I'm gonna cut my head off. But this top has this really fun kind of sashy thing. And you could just get a brooch, maybe a brooch from Meghan, and then kind of pin it right there, and it becomes a whole nother top. And I just think that's just so pretty. And let's see. This is one of my Japanese inspired dresses. Deep pockets. I'm wearing this in fall. I'm gonna step in a box so you can see the whole thing. And it's got this asymmetrical shirt hem. It zips in the front. I'm wearing it over leggings and a long sleeve t-shirt this fall. And oh, one thing, I have a really cute little, I'm so sorry, I'm so nervous. I have this really cute little smushy top too, which not everything I have is super fitted. Like this is a very relaxed top, and I wear it, it's almost a tunic. I wear it on top of leggings. Sometimes I belt, sometimes I don't. And those sleeves are super long, and they have this really cute contrasting little leather bit. There's a lot of fun detail to the clothes. This hem right here, you can I can't read these comments.
I'll read them to you. I'll read them to you. Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
actually,
this is cotton. This is a cotton poly French terry. This is cotton lycra French terry. This skirt is silk. The skirt's awesome. I wear that skirt all the time. It's called the Poseidon skirt. And every single one of these, let's just call them my girls, they all have a silk underlie, a Poseidon skirt under there, and it just adds a dimension, a complexity of dimension that I think is really, really pretty. Any questions?
Can you, so I think several people did ask about the fabrics that you use, but I think that you just answered that. It seems like you use everything.
I do. And I use a lot of leather too. This one vest, which is not on my website, DM me or email me, and we can talk.
Hold that up a little higher so we can see the whole
yeah,
thing.
In fact, I'll even put it on. But this is felted industrial wool, and I wash it and kind of beat it. You know, I beat the life into it. And then it's got a detachable fur shearling piece. This is freaking fabulous, man.
Oh, wow.
Deep pockets, throw on a pair of black pants, gray shirt, boom. And then this comes right out.
Multi-use.
And I have several vests on my website. The shearling wool one is not. It's just, you know, please feel free to ask. The other thing I do that I think is really important, if you guys buy something from me, call me, ask me about the fit, or email, ask me about the fit. But a lot of times I send people pins, and I will walk you through an alteration. So basically I'll have you pin it for me, whether it's at the shoulders, at the waist, at the hips. And then what I do is you send it to me, I alter it for you, and then I send it back to you. And that just kind of it lessens your fear. You know, you don't have to feel like, oh, I'm just gonna leave you hanging if something doesn't fit. There's a lot I can do. I can basically sew anything. And let's see the question, do you have a storefront? No, I do not. I am in some stores in DC. Where do you live? Because I am in stores.
She lives in Austin.
Austin, no. I'm not in Austin.
That's the website's for. And you can, do you do, or have you done, or would you do Zoom appointments if somebody wanted
Absolutely, I do them all the time.
So
I do it all the time.
That's probably the best way.
I feel like when you do alterations, I kind of need to show you, you know, what to do, where to pin, because the first time is a little tricky. The second time is much easier. You'll know by the second time what you need to do to ensure a good fit.
Thank you so much, Kim. You did great. No need to be nervous. You were fantastic.
Is it time for questions yet?
We've already done the questions. You're good.
Okay.
You've survived. And our next artist is Soli Pierce. Soli, just unmute yourself and then you're good to go. Oh, you turned your camera off instead of unmuting. Okay, let's let Soli figure out her technical scenario, and let's jump over to Teri Johnson, who would have gone after Soli. Oh, hold on. Soli back? Soli, are you there?
I'm there.
Okay, we can hear you.
Awesome. Sorry, guys. Hey, Kim, I love that vest. And I'm a fan of a lot of the artists on this call and really happy to be with you all. I have Meghan's necklace on. I have one of Tom's paintings, Will's paintings on my wall. My name is Soli Pierce, and I am the creator and owner of Sherwood Forest Design. I've been making these hand-painted maple salad bowls for 27 years in the Hudson Valley. I never set out to be a bowl maker. I started this so I could stay home with my then young son. I actually have a master's in architecture and environmental design, but I started painting when I was 12. My first painting was of Mount Fuji, so also Japanese influence somewhere in there. And I'm a big lover of nature, time around the table, and sharing time with the people you love. So when I first did my first 6 bowls, I took them to a local store, and in the back of, my old Volvo wagon. And then within 6 months, I was invited to be in all the Nordstrom stores. So that forced me into kind of a level of learning how to produce something in a, very creative and finite way. And it also gave me a very big national stage, probably faster than I was really ready to handle. I also learned from that I didn't want to handle that big of a platform. 27 stores and bills of lading and just working crazy. So then I started doing the art and craft shows, and the intimacy of meeting you all and sharing stories and bringing my work to your tables was more in line with who I was. As that added, I started getting a lot of inquiries from museums, and I'll take you through parts of my collection. Not everything's on the website. I do a lot of gift shipping. They're great for weddings, housewarmings. I calculated this year that I now have 500,000 bowls around the world. And most of those are still in use. So they do last forever. So it's one hand-turned piece of maple, hand-painted, and then sealed 8 times. The interior of this bowl alone, I have probably touched about 1,000 times. Each one of the apples has 7 or 8 layers of paint, so you feel like you can pick them right out of the bowl. This bowl was originally offered at the MFA in Boston, and then this collection went on to the Philadelphia Museum of Art with the Cezanne show. The curator there actually asked me to do this palette, and I love it. It reminds me of like sky blue and the greens and trees, and a lot of my inspiration does come from nature. I love spending time in the woods around my house. I love to forage and fill my bowls, as I hope other people do, with lots of green goodness and bringing a lot of love to the table. So another favorite pattern is the olives. Olives means peace. I do this also in 5 or 6 background colors. And this is my classic collection. It's what you guys have come back to and let me know that you've loved year after year. And I've kind of stayed true to those. I bring in different colors and different palettes so you can find something that's like great for your home or your table. If you're getting it as a gift for someone, I'm really happy to spend the time with you, either on the phone or in a Zoom call. Or if you tell me a little bit about the person you're giving it to, we can usually find something that will work really great when you're giving them as a gift. And they can always exchange them for something if it isn't the perfect match. So with each bowl, when we ship with a gift card and then recipe for a good salad. My Mimi's recipe, she's no longer with us, but her recipe lives on. Recipe for a good life. And we put it all in a nice gift bag, a green market bag, so you can keep filling your life with more green goodness at the farmer's market. It has a great long strap for like carrying your greens and giving your gift.
I can attest to the deliciousness of that salad recipe.
Oh, thank you.
Soli gave me a beautiful
So much.
bowl for my engagement last year.
Yeah.
And I love it. And I did try the dressing recipe, so thank you for that.
One thing that I love is that when people come and they give them to the next generation, and then people say to me, your bowls have become part of my family, and nothing is a higher compliment to me, because for me, what happens around the bowls and what you put in the bowls is where the real magic happens.
Yeah, so you've mentioned a couple times that the bowls last a really long time, and that brings up a couple of questions. Can you use the bowls for hot food?
No. And there's no wooden bowl that you can use for hot food. So mine is no exception, but any type of cold salad, pasta salad, potato salad, vinegar, lemon, the densest balsamic won't stain it. it will look this way year after year. I think that's why once someone uses my bowls and sees how easily they wash, how they go back to this state decades later, that once you get one bowl, you end up really giving a lot to many people. I also want to let you know that there are servers that come, you have to order them with a bowl, but you need wooden utensils. There are plenty on my site. Tomatoes, also a big seller of ours, and it comes in the green up there too. That was also at the MFA in Boston. Pomegranates means blessings. We're sending ours to all you out there, especially in these times we're all going through. I think now more than ever, time around the table is super special. This is the Smithsonian Museum's favorite piece of mine. So I really was happy to hear that. My latest work, and the work that I'm really loving, because last year I threw everything in my house away and really pared down and got very simple. And my new bowls are reflective of that. They're very pared down, color field, where just the grain of the wood is really the story. There's as much care and thought put into these. Like this lapis blue on the bottom, there's 8 layers of that color, and then 8 layers of the clear coat to really give it that almost jewel-like feeling, and then the inside. So there's all of these color choices also on the website.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Love to serve. Let me know how we can take care of you, and cheers from here. Thanks.
Thanks. And next up, we're going to Teri Johnson from Harlem Candle Company. Hi, Teri.
Hi, thank you so much for being here. I see a lot of my customers here, so thank you for being here. I just have to start by saying I am totally obsessed with everything that you guys have presented. It's just so beautiful. I'm so inspired. I feel like out of everyone here, I am the least artistic. I own the Harlem Candle Company, so we are doing beautiful fragrances inspired by the Harlem Renaissance. I am not the one who is actually making the fragrances. I work with perfumers, some of the best perfumers who do a lot of the fine fragrances for Givenchy and Jo Malone and Davidoff, and fragrances for Rihanna and Katy Perry. And so they're fantastic, and they are able to take my ideas and my vision and turn it into beautiful fragrances that hopefully bring a lot of love and joy into your home. So let me just kind of show you some new stuff. Well, for the holidays, and we had this last year and we brought it back because it was so popular, we have our ultimate candle gift box. So my whole brand is inspired by the Harlem Renaissance. So the Art Deco period is really reflective in just like the look and the packaging. And I really wanted to create a very sort of elegant, timeless feel in everything that you see. So this is our ultimate candle gift box, and this just gives you an idea of what our packaging looks like. So on the inside, you can see there's the nightclub map of Harlem. This was a really amazing design that was done by artist E. Sims Campbell, and we got the rights to use it in our packaging. This was done in 1932 and originally published in Esquire magazine, and it's on the inside of all of our boxes. And this is our ultimate candle gift set, and so it comes with the holiday, inspired by Billie Holiday's favorite perfume. The Josephine, this fragrance is inspired by Josephine Baker's Boudoir. Sugar Hill, inspired by the neighborhood of Sugar Hill, very effervescent, very beautiful, nice citrus, kind of sugary sweet. And Langston, and this is inspired by the creative space of Langston Hughes, the writer and poet. We actually did the launch party for the Langston candle in the home where Langston Hughes lived in Harlem, which was like the most incredible night ever. The woman who lives in the house said that she's only experienced kind of the spirit of Langston being there 2 times, and that one was the night that we had the launch party. We had actor Harry Lennox performing Langston Hughes poetry. It was a really, really beautiful night. So the way that I approach each fragrance is, I think, I do a lot of research. I think, well, what did Langston Hughes like? We knew that he was a big smoker, so we put the essence of tobacco We put some nice tobacco notes. He lived in Mexico at a couple of times in his life, and he really loved going into these really small candlelit churches, and he loved the incense burning in the churches. So we put some really beautiful incense notes. And so that's the way that we approach each of the fragrances. We have, I think, about 13 in the collection now. But what I'm really, really, really excited to show you guys today is what I've been working on. I feel like I've been working on this for years, but this is going to be the very first time I'm showing it. So, okay, so excited. Okay, so all of our candles have, we have the 2-wick sort of 12-ounce. A lot of them become whiskey tumblers when the candle finishes. Not this one, but our 22 karat gold glass collection. But what we wanted to do is kind of branch a little bit more into the home decor space. So our first one to show you is this really beautiful vessel that we are getting made. We're getting these made overseas. They're actually in production right now. And so this is also the nightclub map of Harlem, so you can see all of the detail, and this is in gold. And of course, once this candle finishes, this becomes, you can put cotton balls in it, you can put all sorts of stuff in it. It becomes a beautiful vessel that you can have in your living room, your bedroom, your bathroom. And so this is one of the first ones, and it comes in a beautiful, nice gift box. This will have the Speakeasy fragrance, which is one of our newest, which is also just out of this world. It really takes you back to a Harlem speakeasy from the 1920s. One of our, and not only that, people keep asking, do you guys have matches? We need matches. So we decided to also have matches. And so I don't know if you can kind of see our matches. We have a set of these long, fancy matches that will accompany each of our new vessels. So I'm really excited about that. I hope these become collector's items. I hope people keep these forever. Like Soli, I hope people just pass it on. Ooh, got these matches from Harlem Candle Company, and they're like vintage. One of our other new vessels looks like this. And this has our signature H. And so this H, if you can see this is, of course, H for Harlem. And if you see the flame that's on the inside, it's not just a flame, but it's actually representative of love, unity, and community. So there's, if you look at it closely, I can maybe show you a little bit better here. It's really a person with their arms up. It's really about love, unity, and community, and it's really, and so I wanted that to be reflective in the flame. So my dad actually created the logo. I was like, Dad, I need help with my business, and he created the logo. So yeah, so this is one of our other new vessels that has a really beautiful floral print, and we have the same one in black. So really excited about these. I just hope people love them as much as I do. I just love being able to expand a little bit more into doing home decor. And then, of course, we have a bunch of different matches. So I'll just give you kind of a sneak peek of the different match boxes that we're launching. Oops, there we go. So yeah, so that's really exciting. And one thing that a lot of people don't realize is how important candle care is. And we have, we've sold wick trimmers before, but they haven't been branded, and we didn't really get to put our Harlem Renaissance touch on them. But now we have a set of wick trimmers. So this is our wick trimmer, a coupe mesh. Of course, we like to put all of our packaging in English and French because we see this as a global brand. Even though we're not sold in France yet, one day we will be. So we have our wick trimmers, and our wick trimmers and our candle snuffers. And so this is the perfect way. Instead of blowing out a candle, a lot of people don't realize it's not really that great to blow a candle out. You should extinguish it by just snuffing it just like that. And it reduces the amount of smoke that gets released into the air. And it's also just like so much more fun than blowing it. And then,
I love that you're making things that are multi-use also, so that you know, we're in this world where we're trying to be careful of the planet. So now you have all these oh yeah, trim that wick. So many other ways to use things, as a rocks glass, as a vessel. It's a really smart way of continuing the brand forward.
Yep,
What's your favorite smell?
This is a speakeasy. My favorite, it really depends on the day. I literally change my mind every day. Speakeasy right now is one of the top contenders. It's also the newest, and so it's like the baby gets all the love. So I would probably say speakeasy. And that has notes of bourbon, Palo Santo, a little bit of dark chocolate, pimento berry. It's just sexy. It's just wonderful.
Do you work directly with the scent makers? Like, do you get to go there and play and?
Yeah. It starts out as my ideas, and we'll have a couple of calls, and then I'll actually go to my perfume house, and they'll have a few samples, and they're presenting things, and then they also have those same samples burning in evaluation rooms where it's just a completely empty space, and I love to just go in there and it's my initial reaction, and there's someone there writing down my thoughts, and so it's great because I know it when I smell it. I know when it's right. And so there's the cold throw, which is how the candle smells when it's not lit. And then there's the hot throw. And so the cold throw can be just fine. And I might have, my ideas, opinions based on just this initial thing. But it's not until I get into the evaluation room that I really understand that, nope, this is it. This is the essence of Josephine Baker's boudoir, or this is like James Baldwin's garden in St. Paul de Vence. And so I really am able to work very well with the perfumers, and they're artists. They really are. They are so they're chemists, but they have this artist element that they'll take everything that I'm doing and they'll go even beyond and do their own research. And so it's a lot of fun being able to collaborate with such talented people.
And just to step back quickly before we go to the next artist, to say, girl, you are very artistic and talented.
Oh.
So don't ever say that.
Thank you. I can't draw or sew, and I wish I could, but I have so much appreciation for everyone who can, and Meghan and you just being able to craft things out of this. Oh, it's just brilliant. I'm just so in love. So
Well, thank you for being here. And Teri was also part of creating this entire platform. We didn't mention that earlier. So thank you for being a part of that and for joining us on this party. And we will throw it over to William McCarthy next. Just unmute yourself, William.
There we go.
There you go.
Hi, Will McCarthy, and I'm the painter of the group. I do landscape painting, and I've been doing it for a number of years now, and so I've kind of honed it down to some simplicity, but they all start as these thumbnail sketches, and I'm going to hold these up. These little pocket sketchbooks that I carry around. I'm constantly just drawing ideas, not necessarily from reality, but just reflections of landscape. And in many cases, they look like, maybe Connecticut or Ohio, where I grew up, or Italy, where I teach a workshop, and sometimes a single image will have all of those elements involved in them. And let's see, go to this one here. We got a little marsh scene up there and some trees in the bottom. This book came to me, empty page, of course, but it has all these little star patterns in them. So I just connect the dots with this one. I just draw the lines and connect the dots. So from that start, though, I can launch into the paintings, and I'm going to show the paintings to you. And you can see some of the fine nuances that are in the paintings. This is a little 6-inch square piece. And I'm going to go to another one here. This is called Last Light. And bring it in nice and close. So you can just see all the color variations. And I have a lot of fun playing with color, a lot of fun pushing things around. I have this one here. This one's called New Blessings, and it's got a little bit of a sheen to it. I put a gloss finish on it. Let me tilt it so you don't get the light so much. But I like to, sometimes it's hard to get the essence of these through a camera lens, but fortunately I just bought a new iPhone, and this is really pretty decent reproductions. There's a nice one here. This one feels like Italy to me. And you can see some of my background color coming through. And these are all oil paints. and they are on multiple surfaces. I mostly work on canvas, but I do work on paper as well. And I'm going to show you this one here, another glossy finish, but this is on plexiglass, actually. I started working on plexiglass years ago when I was working at a university, and I was doing a large framing job for a international artist. And at the end of the, I'm going to show this again. At the end of the job, of the show that we were doing, I had all these weird sizes of plexiglass. So I started painting on plexiglass. I treat it just like I would a canvas, you know, scratching the surface so the gesso will take hold. And then from there, I will actually build up the color and paint right on the plexiglass. So it's a very solid surface to work on. It's lightweight as well. It doesn't expand or contract like wood and canvas will. And anyway, so that's what I've been doing. I've been doing these for years and years and years, and they've matriculated into simpler reflections of the landscape. I was working outside of my home, about 20 miles away. So going back and forth to work every day, I was just studying the landscape, and it was just coming to me in a different way. There was one night that I had this epiphany, basically, and it was in seeing the landscape in October light, not you know, similar to the light that we have in the evenings now. And it was around 5 o'clock, and just this abandoned field just glowed. And from that experience, I started painting landscapes. I started looking at the landscape differently. I started trying to get a different feeling out of it. So for me, it's an emotional expression of the landscape. I'm not working directly in the landscape, so through my sketches and through memory, I work on landscapes and I paint landscapes. And I don't paint in this here. This is my upstairs studio. And I can give you a quick little view of, you know, some of the other stuff that's up here. But I'm not working in this space. I end up working in the basement, actually, and that's where I contrive these pieces. I don't want to give away all the stuff, but I do want to mention that they come in all different sizes. You can see behind me here, I have some larger pieces on the wall. And on my website, I have things listed there with the sizes. And I also do a lot of commission work. So people will call to me and say, you know, would you have anything that's this size or in this direction? And I love getting the conversation started. I was working with a gentleman up in Massachusetts, and he had those same questions. He wanted a big piece for here. He wanted another piece for here. And we were able to place several pieces from my collection of work. And then finally he said, now you're going to have to, you know, paint one for me specifically. And that was a nice process and a nice experience for both of us. You know, I was able to show him how everything comes together, and he was able to, in the process, say to me, you know, can we do this a little different? Can we bring in this way, or can we have some more color of this nature here? And so he himself and his family were able to take part in the creation of something. And for me, that's a lot of fun too.
That's such a great way to create a space in a home, is to be a part of it, even if you don't feel like you can do it yourself. So I love that you work with people. We did have one question from that came in previously. We've heard you use the phrase atmospheric landscape before. Can you explain a little bit about what that means to your work?
Yeah, what that means for me is that I have mentioned earlier that I work from the sketches and I work from memory. So everything I do is in memory. And when I said that this is not my studio is actually below this in the basement. I work in a basement, so it's a memory and a memory and imagination process that I use to create these paintings. And the reason I pick that phrase atmospheric for my landscapes, it really best describes them, because I'm not looking for the perfect pin oak tree. I'm not looking for the perfect crashing wave. there's going to be so many other people out there that can paint those things much better than I could ever imagine painting them. But I have a way of capturing with light and with color, a way of capturing like a sense of place and a sense of time and place. And through that, the best word to describe it was atmospheric, because that's really all I'm trying to do, is just capture some atmosphere. So
I feel it. I'm with you.
Dreaminess about these places. And I think that leaves a lot of room for interpretation also. So I'm not making something that someone says, oh yeah, that's the corner of Main and High Street. No, this is a personal space. And a lot of times, the size of the piece has a lot of influence in that too, in terms of how a place feels or how a painting has an overall effect on people. So I just played a painting recently, and the woman who bought the painting was telling my wife yesterday, they are friends, and she was saying that, she goes, it's just amazing with the different light during the day, how the painting changes. Now, of course, I don't have anything to do with that. I painted once, but they do have the lighting in the room changes, and the painting takes on different meanings. And that has a lot to do with the atmospheric quality also.
Well, thank you so much for sharing all of that. And I did want to mention, so William's website is not a click and buy website. It is a website where you will need to be in touch with him if you are interested in a piece. So the coupon that we give at the end of the party, and whoever wins his raffle piece, you'll just need to be in touch with him directly. So just wanted to make that clear. If you go there and you don't understand what's happening. So yeah. He will honor that 10% for the same length of time.
And Laura, I have on my website, I have put prices up, which I normally don't do, but I have prices up there, and it's really as a conversation starter. So if you love something on the site, that's great. But if not, we can get the conversation started with other things I have in my collection.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Will. And next, we're going to go to our final artist for the party, which is Kathleen Tesnakis. Kathleen?
Hi. Hi, welcome.
Hi, Kathleen.
Welcome to the Ekologic studio. I'm Kathleen Tesnakis, and I am a recycling fashion designer. And I happen to make all of my products out of cashmere. Everything I do is a one-of-a-kind piece, and it all comes from this material. I think you can see this back here. These are my bundles of old sweaters that I have lovingly washed and restored, and then I cut them apart, deconstruct them to yield different fabric pieces, and then I begin collaging these pieces into my work. This piece here is the Trixie sweater, which is an absolute favorite of my customers. It has this wonderful key in the back, so it's one of those pieces that people get excited when they see you coming, but when you turn around, they go, oh, wow, that is just beautiful. So I love having little accents of pattern and popping colors. I kind of work like a painter. Some of the more challenging pieces for me are pieces like this one here. I'll come back and show this to you. The prints and patterns are collector's pieces. Again, no two are alike. It is so much fun for me to sort of find echoes of colors within the pieces to bring the whole concept together. This jacket is just a delight to wear. It has this great cuff here that you can fold up 3/4 if you'd like. It's done with a magnet clasp here. So it's just super comfortable, classic, just a great piece. That's called the Veronica. If you want to see the different work that I've been up to, go to the website at ekologic.com, and you'll see all of these one-of-a-kind pieces photographed and all the different designs. I'm actually wearing tonight is the butterfly design. And this one is really fun. It's great with, high-waisted pants. You can wear dresses underneath them. What I love is this fabric inside. It's so it's kind of like a hug, but it's loose, and all that warm air that you generate is like in those giant sleeves, and super, super comfortable. But this season right now is very much about a great hat and great mittens. I don't know if you've been going out there on early morning walks or things like that. Ekologic is really known for some awesome, awesome hats. My hats are all felted cashmere. They're for men and women. This is the beehive design. You can kind of see how soft and luscious that is. What is so nice about them is they're crushable, and they can fit in a coat pocket, so they're really easy to, travel with. Another fun piece is the onion. Now, this is, of course, for my more whimsical, expressive customer. I actually grew up in India as a child, and this is sort of my version of a very archetypical shape worn by Tibetans and Sufis, and it's one of those classic sort of archetypes that goes through hat designs. So this is my version of that. I always say that it has magical possibilities, and it's just a really happy hat and super comfortable. This is actually really thick fabric that I use in this design, and it goes close to the ear. I'm going to show you another one. I designed these after people's face shapes because I wanted hats, and in all my things, I like diversity. And so, the colors and the things that I make are really about individual style, about celebrating your uniqueness. This is the Saturn design. So nice with a little extra that if you have like ponytails or things like that, or super curly hair, this is a great hat. Let me get my little hair hanging down here. I've actually owned and worn, I think, all of these. There's one last hat design I'm going to show you. This is the gazebo. This one fits underneath a bike helmet. So if you are biking or, skiing or anything, or if you want to wear it as a little skull cap, you can wear it like that. But that is our 4 basic silhouettes. Oh, I did forget my newest one. All right, the beret. I can't leave this out because we are in love with this piece. It is so much fun to move around. It comes in all kinds of beautiful colors. I like to wear mine like that. I have a gray one because I'm a fan of the smoky gray colors. But this stuff we are wearing all over now because we're into fall. Another thing that I'm really well known for are my fingerless mittens. And you're probably wondering, what's the deal with the fingers? Well, you can wear my mittens with your fingers out, so you can button up, but when you want to be enclosed, you tuck your fingers inside that pocket. You see that in the side there? So now I'm enclosed in a mitten, and the thumb is done long, so you get good coverage here. But these are super thick and beautiful cashmere, toasty, again, perfect for the pocket. Yeah, so that's what's going on. I don't know if I explained about the material and the recycling, but everything that I make, actually, I go and hand select old cashmere sweaters from used clothing dealers, bring them back to my studio. All of the material I use comes from my community in the New York City area. I bring it here, I wash it, I restore the fiber, deconstruct as I showed you, and then use that to create my product. I really take recycling and thinking about the environment seriously. So in the studio, as scrap is generated, I use that scrap to inspire other designs. And a really great case in point of that is this skirt, which I am never without this skirt in the winter. I own actually 2 of them. I'm going to be getting another one. It's super flexible. It's actually made out of the waistbands of the old sweaters that I was recycling. And one day I had so many black waistbands, I thought, what in the world am I going to do with them? And so this skirt was born as absolutely my most favorite skirt in the world. It comes in many different colors. If you're particularly tall, we could add a couple extra levels. The same thing, like someone asked me yesterday, can you shorten it for me? I'm only 5'1". Absolutely. If we need to add a couple of lengths for you, fine. Just tell me your height, tell me a little bit about yourself, and I'll get you fit and set up with the right piece.
Perfect. And you, of course, always seem to pull my favorite color, which is purple. Thanks for that. And then we did have one question, which is it difficult to care for cashmere once you bring it out?
No, actually. I mean, cashmere is so resilient. Do not be scared of the fiber. It can do so many things for you. One, it has natural properties to wick away dirt. If you get a little something on it, just take some seltzer water and dab it immediately to get that off. You know, all of our pieces, I advise people to either go to a green dry cleaner if you absolutely have to. But for the most part, I suggest that you do what I do, which is I use my hand wash cycle on my front load washing machine. I use the cold water and a really great wool wash. You can also use an environmentally sensitive baby shampoo if you would like that. Yeah, so whatever that works perfectly. Sorry, we had somebody come into the studio, so.
We're live. It happens. Well, fortunately for you, time is up anyways. So.
Perfect. So nice to see you all, and thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you so much, Kathleen. And now that we've heard from everybody, it's actually time to choose the raffle winners, which is everybody's favorite time. If you want to cheer along with the winners, you're welcome to unmute at this point. Okay, so I'm gonna pull the winners in order of the artists that went, so we can keep things in a clear order. So Meghan Patrice Riley Jewelry. Oh wait, sorry, pause. Let me tell you how this works. I'm gonna say the name. Once you've heard your name, or if you hear your name and you're a lucky winner, we ask that you put your name and your email address in the chat window, because otherwise we don't know how to get you your gift certificate. So it is critical that you do that for us. So as soon as I say your name, feel free to cheer and scream, and well, maybe don't scream, it's very loud. And then put your email address in the chat. So now that I've gone through that, our first artist was Meghan Patrice Riley Jewelry, and the winner for that is, sorry, I'm looking for my notes, is LaShawn Clark. Congratulations, LaShawn. If you could put your name and email address in the chat for us, thank you. Congratulations.
I'm excited
for you. Our next artist was Chi Pottery, and the winner of that is Liz Mayo. Congratulations, Liz.
Let's connect. Woohoo!
Next is Schalk Clothing, and the winner there is I see you there, Julie. Sorry, unfortunately, Julie, it's Carla Wills. Congratulations, yay! Carla. Again, make sure to put your email address for us. The winner for Sherwood Forest Design is Lorna Woodside.
Yay!
Yay! Congratulations, Lorna. And these are all totally randomly picked by the names we see on the screen. So, okay, Harlem Candle Company. The winner of that is, waiting for it to pop up, Julie Giardini. Congratulations.
Thank you, Teri. Thank you, Laura.
William McCarthy Fine Art. The winner there is, where are we? Where am I? Is Sharon Scott Brooking. And our final winner for Ekologic Clothing and Accessories is Deborah Richardson. And because we want everybody to leave feeling like they've won something for coming. So again, you'll all receive a coupon code for 10% off of all of the makers' websites that were with us today. The coupon will be good from today through October 22nd. So head on over to their websites and do some retail therapy and start your gift shopping. We will send a follow-up email after the party with that coupon code and the links to all of their websites. And in there, we'll also link the information for next week's party, which is on Thursday next week, October 22nd. And will feature Suzanne Schwartz Jewelry, Rebellion Bags by Stephanie Wheat, Joy Stember Metal Arts, Amy Canarak Designs, Swan and Stone Millinery, and Carla Goodian Art and Design. And you can RSVP at artpartycentral.org, and we invite you to invite your friends, because the more the merrier. This is so fun seeing everybody's faces. And we're on Instagram and Pinterest and Facebook, and follow us along. We're so grateful to all of these fantastic artists that were here today. I personally had a great time. It's fun hosting and getting to see all these things, and I have to leave my handbag in the other room so I don't buy everything while I'm watching. I'll do that later. And I think I can speak for all of them by saying thank you all for coming. This has been super fun, and we miss seeing you in person, but this is a great way to make up for that. We at least get to see you and cheer with you and share all of these beautiful artists and their work with you. So with the little bit of time we have left, we would love to chat. Feel free to unmute yourself, and if you have questions for the artists, have at it.
Yeah, chat.
Thanks, guys. Wow, what amazingness. Awesome.
It's so great to see everybody here and see all of the videos on and everything. So nice to see you all.
Did anyone have any questions for any of the artists?
Kathleen, I love that butterfly top. Does that come in different colors?
Oh yes, I have some great colors in that, and there's a few in there that are actually there's some sequined ones too, that sequin accents. So definitely just go to Ekologic with a K, EKOLOGIC.com to check those out. And if you don't see what you're looking for there, I mean, I do custom pieces all the time. So we'll just figure out what size and I'll make it for you.
Yeah, we actually, I want to say everybody does custom. We're like, this is such a special time. So reaching out and like having a private conversation if you want something special, I think we're all really open to that. And that's been like a great way to connect with you guys, with our customers.
Teri, one of the things that when people email and they say, hey, it looks like it's out of stock on your website. And I'm like, it's actually not. So what would you like?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to keep a little bit of extra inventory in there just in case there's damages or something. But it's like when people call or they email, like you'll be amazed at what we're able to do. Yeah. Recently, someone wanted a refill on their reed diffuser. We also sell reed diffusers. And they're like, oh, you have refills. Well, we don't on the website, but I can get you a refill. And she was like, oh my God, thank you. So yeah, I think that was such a great point. Just email us, reach out to us. We can help you.
Exactly.
Teri, a few people have asked, and once to me privately, when the new products will be available on your website. So the matches and the vessels, do you know when they'll be available on your website?
So we're going to start doing pre-orders in a couple of weeks, but I want to have the inventory actually like at least in my fulfillment center, and then it still has to then be scanned in and boxed and all that stuff. So within a couple of weeks, but the most important thing I can tell everyone is just sign up on our email newsletter. That is the best way to know everything that's happening, because as soon as these products are available for sale, like you're gonna know it. So just our email newsletter is like really the best way to know, and of course following us on Instagram, but the newsletter, like you get the inside scoop. So.
And can you just quickly hold up the matches one more time? Somebody just asked what they look like.
Yeah.
There you go, Gwen.
Well, but we have a lot of different versions. We have 6 different designs.
Well, I know what the box looks like. What do the matches look like?
Oh, sorry.
Great question.
There they are. Oh,
Long
they're
stem
Nice
matches.
long matches.
The reason why it's important to have long stem matches or more than a lighter is because when the candle is down to here, you want to be able to get in there to light it, and which is another reason why wick trimmers are so important, because when the wick is down there, instead of using scissors, you're able to kind of get down in there, trim it, and this collects the deposit, and then you just dump it. So
All the little tools. I love tools.
me too.
So fun.
I can vouch for Kathleen's skirt too. I have one of those and I love it.
That's so nice to hear, Soli.
Oh, and Will's painting that I love, that it's usually back on my backdrop, but my backdrop's there. Will, sorry, you got displaced. So I'm holding it on my lap. Your work is amazing.
That's the beauty of this, that we get to be with our favorite artists, ones that we know and love. I mean, I wear Kim's work in the summer when I can't wear my own work. I wear Kim's, or even a Sam or Meghan. So it's just really fun. And
I
Teri,
fell asleep with my Meghan necklace on last night. I was really tired, and then I woke up and was just like, oh, good morning.
Oh, me too.
If you've ever been to, which I believe a lot of you have been to craft shows, but what you don't get to see is the hour to half an hour before a show, when it's literally just all of the artists in each other's booths shopping. And it is so fun to see everybody trading and swapping and coming up with ideas. And then the next show, you see them all in each other's work. And it's really fun.
It's true. We're shoppers too.
Yeah. Maybe the worst shoppers, like the biggest shoppers.
that's great. My husband surprises me. Last year, he surprised me with one of Teri's candles. So
Ooh, that's nice.
He'll get little presents for when I'm working really hard and just stash them in and surprise me. So he did that with one of your
Can he talk to my husband?
This is
He works
something
really hard too, so.
developed over the last few years, and it's just been such a treat to be spoiled like that and surprised.
Did anybody have any other questions for any of the artists?